Good morning, good morning. It's Wednesday Wisdom here with Elizabeth Eleanor, and we are here with the beautiful Trina, who is in Toowoomba. Trina is one of my amazing clients. So good morning, Trina. How are you?
Good morning. Very good. Thank you.
I'm so excited to talk to Trina because Trina's one of our success stories. I've started to do a client story once a month on Wednesday Wisdom, just to share what we're doing in our Conscious Creator Mastermind and the results that we get. So Trina and I met when I went on a Queensland tour. So I went on a road trip from Sydney all the way up to Far North Queensland, and we met up in Toowoomba. Trina went to two of my events in Toowoomba, and that's how we met. So, Trina, do you want to share where you were at that time? Like how what was going on for you in your life at that time?
Yeah, when I met Elizabeth, I was working at a job that was a good job, and but there was a bit of issues with it. And I had my own business, and which was going okay, but I knew that I wanted more, and I wanted to be able to work my business full time. Yeah, I was a little bit lost and disillusioned in what I wanted to do. And yeah, I tried to. I knew I always sabotaged myself, which is one of the things that the Conscious Creator course deals with is about the sabotage beliefs. So that when Elizabeth was talking about that, I was like, yes, that's exactly
that's what I want.
That's what I want. That's what I do. So that's one of the main things that piqued my interest of the Conscious Creator Mastermind course.
Yeah. And so you were working part-time, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, it was part-time, set hours, and it fitted. It really fitted what working part-time business and part-time employment really fitted.
But you knew you wanted more, right? There was. So I remember when we first started. When you first started, you were interested in working. Actually, that's right. You wanted to create a cafe. Remember? Yeah. And
there's
so
a cafe and a shop.
Yeah, shop and cafe. And so I remember that as you were going through that, because COVID was already, we were in the midst of COVID. Like, I remember I had gone travelling, and just as I left New South Wales went into lockdown. And while I was in Queensland, as I was coming back into New South Wales, it opened up again. So, and I think Queensland went into lockdown after that. So it was like I had this window as I went up and down talking about conscious creation. And I remember you were umming and ahhing about a cafe. And so just through the process that we went through, that sort of morphed, didn't it? You know, like you recognised that. You want to tell the story?
Yeah, so I lost my job over the mandates at the service station where I was, and I was like, oh, what on earth am I going to do? And I realised that government could just decide at any moment that I couldn't do what I was going to do. And where I have my main business is at the farmers market, and which is considered a shopping centre, like a supermarket. So they couldn't close that market. So I figured that we worked out that the best thing would be to be mobile. And so the idea of getting the food truck came into play through talking to Elizabeth.
Because I think you were thinking of a cafe, right? And there was a pie shop that was available, and then you were, through your own intuition and my guidance, like I never tell anyone what to do, but I remember, when you came up with the idea of having the truck.
Yeah. And then it was the next obvious step to take, was to talk to the husband, and so we talked to the husband, and then sell investment house that we had, and then start the process of buying the truck. And so the truck, and then the truck took a long time. So, dealing with the community and like the conscious creator community, having their support was really invaluable to, get through the challenges of waiting and sorting out stuff and that, and having all the women there to help and encourage was just invaluable.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful community. Everyone supports each other, and one of the things that I teach, and here's my trusty elastic band that I share the universe with, and like we've got to hold the tension, right? Regardless of what's going on, there's a reason for it, and we've just got to hold the tension of creative tension instead of psychological tension, so that we're holding on to that end result and just allowing it to move as it's supposed to, as fast as possible. And there was it seemed to be as slow as possible with the truck, didn't it? It just never, like, it was taking a while. So it was really nice to have everyone keep on supporting you, and like, you got this and it's all good, and tweaking, like some of the designs that you were going through, and what your name was going to be, and all of those exciting things. That it was really nice to watch everyone, rally behind you. It was awesome.
I even have one of the girls from Sydney wanted to come up, and she's coming up for the day, and she was like, "Can you bring me your food truck to Brisbane?"
Yeah.
to try the food.
Yeah, because a lot of them that have been in, because I have quite a few clients in Toowoomba, right? So a lot of them have actually been there to support you and come and eat your food, because apparently it's really yummy. So I'm looking forward to trying it myself. So we were just sharing a little bit, like, you're absolutely exhausted at the moment, because now that the truck's going, tell us a little bit about that last event that you had. It just exploded, right?
Yeah, so we got the truck, got everything approved. We've just been through, last month we had the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers, which is basically our biggest month of the year. All the flowers are out everywhere, and half of Brisbane comes here. And the first day that we operated the truck, we we absolutely flogged it. We had 2 events, one in the morning at the farmers market, and then we did the cinema under the stars, which is a movie night in the park. And we had a queue just to order for about half an hour. Like the wait was half an hour to order.
Yeah.
And the food was taking like an hour to make. It was just it was just an incredible day. And since we've got the truck and started working the truck, I've had all these inquiries for people offering me markets in what I consider very good. Like there's some wedding venues and stuff that have been contacting me, and
oh wow,
so it's really exciting and encouraging to just have everything work.
Because you were saying to me before we jumped on, you said it's working, like it's just coming together. Like you've even had to say no to one of the offers because it clashes with another one or something. Is that right? Yeah. And people coming to you to actually you said something about there's 3 people that want to work with you or something.
Yeah, I've got a couple of staff that want hours, and which I also didn't have before. Because the hardest part was getting good staff to work. So having staff who want to work, my husband still works through the week, so if I have people who want to work, then I can take the truck out through the week and work through the week as well as on the weekends. So
and you're registering for GST, so the fact that that you've got that income coming in and you stepping up into that higher bracket shows that that it's an all-round success, right? And so how much would you attribute to the course, Conscious Creator course?
A lot. Like I always self-sabotage, have self-sabotaged myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a default that I'm not good enough. In my thinking, I think just
your identity. Yeah.
So having that and working with the superconscious is how just in the background has helped to alleviate all those things. And you still have moments of feeling the same way, which you just have to work through. And it's like, okay, yes, I am good enough. Like even during this interview, I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And I'm like, you know what? It is now time to celebrate the success and acknowledge everything. And I would still be, working for someone else if I hadn't done
Conscious Creator. Yeah.
Conscious Creator. And there's new projects that I want to work on. My health and well-being is probably my next biggest challenge.
Yeah.
That I'll be working on next, and just finding out what life is going to be like now, because I've always worked, the truck is all new, and just, you know, finding out, okay, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do with this truck?
Yeah, there's so many possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, you know, like the you know, being able to just park on a street somewhere, and you know, there's other. I think we talked about the guys down here in Sydney doing the kanafe, I think they call it, and they just rock it. You know, like they somehow, you know, go to a venue. They don't tell anyone until, you know, I put it on Instagram about an hour before they go there, and they just get swarmed, you know, like, so there's just so much potential that and being mobile, right, instead of locked into a, you know, you don't have to pay for rent or, you know, I'm assuming you've got to pay for the land that you're on.
Yeah.
But, you know, being locked into a cafe would have been potentially, could have definitely been the wrong way to go if you hadn't have connected into your intuition and your superconscious.
Yeah. And you know, the cafe idea, it could be in the future, you know, it might end up morphing from, you know, because if I outgrow my house, with storage and prep and stuff, then, you know, I could open a, you know, a mobile cafe in a shed, with the home-based prep stuff. So
yeah.
You know, it's just a stepping stone to get to making it real, I guess. In the circumstances that the world has created, I guess.
Yeah. And such a beautiful story, you know, like so many people, you know, found all the chaos that was happening in the world so challenging, and lost their jobs, and you know, even now people still thinking about, you know, what's going on financially, and yet here we are, you know, when we're in Conscious Creator, where we're not blind to that, but we're not focusing on it. We're focusing on what we want to create instead. And so beautiful to watch so many women in there really stepping up and living what they, you know, their desires, and being the creator in their life, the predominant creator in their life. So
yeah, I really found that when I wasn't in creation mode, that's when, you know, all the negative stuff, but you know, I needed to stay in. I need to stay in the creative mode.
Yeah, because, well, when you're not creating, you're sabotaging, right? You're in your problem solving, and you're allowing that unconscious to take over and limit you. So well done. So, and I see you've got one of your T-shirts on, the Abundant Organic Cafe. Is it a cafe? Life. That's right. Abundant Organic Life. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Trina, for jumping on. And if anyone is interested in finding out how to, what is Conscious Creator Mastermind, and just wants a little bit more information and wants to start being a creator themselves and really up level and change their frequency, then just say yes, please, in the comments, and we'll send you a link so that we can have a chat. It's so much more refreshing to be in a creative orientation instead of problem solving, and really, you know, taking your power back. So thank you so much, Trina. Thank you for everyone listening. Please put hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And if you're in Toowoomba, go and check out Trina she'll be at your local markets and the farmers markets, and I hear her food is unbelievable. So take care, everyone, and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trina.
Thank you.